Hi guys, Michelle here. Let's just try and see if we can set you up somewhere there and you can see what I'm doing. So we are here in my garden, and I always remind everyone to make sure that rather than buying food, we plant our food. So today I'm out here and I'm gonna be planting my food. So instead of buying your lettuce every time you need lettuce, why not buy a punnet, and have the different types of lettuce that you like eating in that punnet and plant them in your garden, so that every time you need your lettuce, you just harvest what you need from your garden. Very rarely do we actually need the whole lettuce. We usually just need a few of the leaves of the lettuce when we're eating. So do that so that you constantly have your food in your garden. And if you do need a whole lettuce, then that's fine, you still have others. And I'm planting this one, but I also have my store-bought veggies that I've cut and I'm sprouting in a glass bowl in my kitchen. And once that's ready for planting, I'm gonna be adding that in this garden bed as well. So when you do your gardening and you're transferring what you've bought from the shop into your garden bed, make sure you have the right weather for it. So it's actually quite cool right now here in Canberra. A lot of rain, so we've had rains last night till this morning. There'll be some rains again, perhaps later this afternoon. Tomorrow's gonna be a cooler weather, and then it's gonna be rain for, I think, Monday. And that will just help these plants grow better and just get used to my garden bed before the sun starts coming out. So again, that's the best time to plant. And what we're gonna do is we are going to just pull them out carefully so that we are not pulling out the weeds as we plant this. And I just like massaging the bottom so that it slips out carefully. I would have, I think this is quite wide. If I had like a smaller knife that I could use, that would be better. But what I'll do is I'll put my finger in the middle and just allow it to drop and see if it will actually drop that way. Let's see if that happens. If not, I might end up having to break this a little bit. Let's just see how we go. Okay, my shovel will just guide it just a little bit, loosen the soil in the first pocket to release the first lettuce. And if you're careful, there you go. That's the first plant, and it gets the first spot in my garden. I'll just put it somewhere here. Make sure you've got a good enough depth. The soil's quite soft because we've actually just been working on our garden, getting rid of weeds, turning the soil around, putting some natural compost from what we use in our kitchen, like mushroom bits or bits from the asparagus bottoms that we don't include in our cooking. We chop that in very, very small pieces and put it underneath our soil. So that's a really good way of just putting some vitamins in your soil. Now I've got a hand, and I will put the next lettuce in this area here. And just one of the things that's difficult when you have roots under your soil is it can actually make it difficult for the plant to grow its roots properly. So just make sure you pull out those roots that are underneath. Okay, so the next one is this bit. So remember, if you had an option to grow, I mean, I know that with the restrictions, some people have a hard time getting to their nurseries to buy their veggies to plant in their garden. If you don't have that option, you can check out my other videos of how I actually prepare my vegetable bought plants, cut them up in the base, sprout their roots so that you can actually plant them in your garden. My hands are a little bit dirty. Let me just remove this and share with you. If you have actually seen my video yesterday, you will see that. Let me just show you what you have down here. Here is my, can you see that? My store-bought spring onion that I've planted. So that's gonna grow. I didn't have to buy spring onions to plant. And can you see the rest of my garden there? That's it. And I've actually just used my store-bought veggies to get that spring onion there. And if that multiplies, that doesn't actually take so much space, but I can add more spring onions until that spring onion plant is ready. So just make sure that you don't waste scraps from your purchases, your garden purchases. And if you do it that way, you will always have your plant growing in your garden. So again, I'm just using my hand as the basis of how far apart my plants are gonna be planted. And the next lettuce is gonna be in this patch here. A lot of us are actually working from home now with lockdowns. So there's no more excuse of I'm too busy, I can't plant, because you always have to take time off for your sanity during this lockdown. And planting is a great way of actually just making your mind relax and feeding your system. I might push this a little bit further because I want a bit of space between the next lettuce plant. That's still a little bit too close, so move back just a little bit. There we go. Always make sure that there's enough space for all your veggies to grow nice and wide. Another one here. So I've got 6 lettuce. After my lettuce, I've got my broccoli that I'm planting. So what are the veggies that you have in your garden or that you would like to plant in your garden? And how do you plan on doing that? Are you going to be buying? Are you going to be using store-bought plants? What will you do? Share that with me. If you have been doing this for a very long time, share what your tips are for successful growth in your garden. And we might just learn something from each other. Right? So I will share with you what my garden would look like. I will plant the rest of the lettuce. I've got broccoli here. I've got pak choy. I've got zucchini. And I'm also just going to be transferring some of my store-bought veggies out here and show you how it's going to look like. Have a great day. Bye.